Recently I made a video on how Cartoon Network is fumbling the bag with its 30th anniversary. More or less an algorithm-pleasing rant about how things aren't exactly like my childhood. And I just want to see some Billy and Mandy on TV again.
It's on HBO Max. Let kids have their own cartoons.
Yeah, shut up. Let me be a geezer yelling on his stoop. But although I posted this video to rant about this one particular gripe of mine, the comment section just used it to dunk on the brand as a whole. And look, I'm gonna be real with you. You're valid. Cartoon Network fell off. I love Craig of the Creek, but like, when it comes to heavy hitters, that's all they have. You can measure the success of a cartoon by how viral clips of it will go on TikTok. And I'll see Craig Talks. I'll see Edda and Nettie, Adventure Time, hell, a regular show. And half of the sounds on there came from Steven Universe. The other few shows they have just don't got the sauce. The last show I actively cared about was Infinity Train. And to be fair, I heard Summer Camp Island was cool. It looks like they're doing some crazy things, but the network didn't give them the gas they deserved.
It is up to them to sort things out.
And if they don't?
Then they die here.
How could you cancel this show? This is some of the craziest shit I've seen in my life. In spite of all of this, I don't think we should write off Cartoon Network just yet. We all know history repeats itself. And the period Cartoon Network is in now is one we've seen before. But before we dive in, we gotta keep the lights on with a word from our sponsor. While I don't have a magic music box to whisk me away to a fantasy world, I got the next best thing right in my pocket. The amazing AAA quality game that you might have heard of, Raid Shadow Legends. Explore countless champion combinations and master countless tactics as you take on raid bosses, dungeon runs, campaign battles, and PvP arena matches. In my time playing Raid, I've become a huge fan of the champions Angar and Gentoro. Angar isn't just the master of insults, but an HP Void legendary champion from Void Faction, who is focused on controlling the enemy team. Gentoro is a very focused champion, really shining when up against the clan boss, Scavenge of the Spider's Den. There's a ton happening in Raid this month. Raid is hosting a huge series of Summer Splash events, where you can get amazing skins for everyone's favorite dwarf, Trunda Gilt Mallet. Raid's currently running a special Deliana chase event where new and existing players can get their hands on the amazing Deliana, a brand new legendary champion from the High Elves faction. All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 20th, and you'll get Deliana for free. It's that easy. And the gifts keep coming. For all new players, once you're in-game, just enter promo code MyDeliana to get 50 XP brews to max your legendary hero Deliana to level 50, as well as a ton of silver. Promo code is available from May 23rd to July 20th. Click the link in the description and get a free champion, Verges, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. If you were raised by the TV like me, you might remember 2008, when they basically only had Chowder and Flapjack to carry the channel on their freakishly drawn backs. Then in 2009, we had what I call the Seeing Real Recession. I don't think you even need me to explain that one, nor am I ready to pop open those scars. But that led to 2010, where Cartoon Network had a renaissance. Chowder and Flapjack died for our sins, and in return, we got Adventure Time, regular show, Symbionic Titan, Generator Rex, and so much more. Shows that were not only fresh, engaging, well-written, and for the comedies, flat out hilarious, but also had a much more mature air to them compared to what came before, appealing to not just children, but teenagers and even adults. A lot of these shows had older main characters, risque jokes, scenarios that you relate to the most when you have some life experience, and above all else, shake it, bake it, booty, quick it, roll it around, bumping up the ratings on their programming from TVY7 to TVPG across the board. If you just take a second to look at what Cartoon Network Studios has in their pipeline, you may be surprised to find another renaissance in the works. The kind of stuff that I've been begging for them to make. Content that promises to target a young adult demographic. New takes on protagonists that we haven't seen before, mixed in with some familiar faces. And not all of these are TV shows, no. Some are full-fledged movies, y'all. So today, I want to put some respect on Cartoon Network's name. Level out the slander a little bit, you know? Putting a spotlight on some upcoming projects that I think are worth giving a damn about. Projects that I think will have an all-ages appeal and feel like they actually want to do something different. If there's an announced project not covered in the video, it doesn't necessarily mean I forgot it. It just means that I'm personally not excited for it. But also, this is the internet, and wow, YouTube was really dead ass about taking away dislikes. I still can't believe it. So, my opinion is an objective truth. With all that said, let's dive in! After you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, where you will find unhinged memes and interesting tidbits about animation whenever I need to info dump, which is a lot! Also check out our dope merch at Toondrip, link down below. Let's start small and ask the question on everyone's minds. Where is the goddamn Gumball movie? You heard the story over and over again. Gumball ended on a cliffhanger in 2019. No one was satisfied with the finale. The creator shrugged his shoulders and went, I don't know, maybe we'll make the movie. And 2 years later, it was finally announced. And now it's basically been a year and there hasn't been a single peep about this movie. So where is it? The wiki claims the movie is set to release sometime this year, but I'ma need to see a source. I've said it before, but judging by the production of the Steven Universe movie, these joints typically take about 2 years to make. San Diego Comic-Con is right around the corner though, so I don't think it's out of the question to get some kind of trailer or sneak peek. But on the other hand, Cartoon Network historically doesn't promote anything until it's close to premiere, 2 months top. But I could be wrong. They could come out with a trailer at Comic-Con and reveal it's dropping the next week, or the next day, or that it already came out yesterday and you just didn't notice it. Goofy! As for what the movie's actually about, I'm not sold on the premise entirely, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. It's supposed to open up with Gumball's biggest fan finding the show's missing episode, which Blue Skidoos him into Elmore, which is currently being engulfed by the Void. Yikes. So the dude teams up with Gumball and the rest of the characters to save the day. I know we haven't seen squat, but personally, I would prefer a Gumball movie to be about Gumball, Darwin, and the pink one. And that's it. Keep the focus on the family. I don't know if we need this new kid. However, I can't deny that the plot fits Gumball's brand of weird. And the best parts of Gumball have always been the jokes and insane animation. So as long as they bring their A game with all of that, I'll put up with the kid. Who knows? The writers have mastered the art of pulling on some heartstrings, at least when they want to. So I won't be surprised if this random setup ends up hitting right in the feels. We know the movie's gonna look great, promising to utilize the latest animation techniques and CG technology, and in the worst case scenario, it also sets up a new Gumball show, so it won't be the last we see of these characters. I'm hoping this movie succeeds though, because if it does, what else is on the table for movies? I want a new regular show movie. I want that Billy and Mandy. And you already know, I'm starving for some galactic kids next door.
FBI, open up!
Yo, chill, not like that. I'm glad Cartoon Network's throwing down the gauntlet and jumping back into movies though, as Gumball isn't the only cinematic masterpiece they have in the works. In a decaying forest civilization, dependent upon a toxic fuel source and ruled by an evil organization, Clover, a tiny mouse-like creature, races across the stars to find Driftwood, society's last free city, which may hold the key to a safe and sustainable fuel source and future for the galaxy. The evil overlord Thorn will stop at nothing to eliminate Clover and destroy Driftwood in order to maintain their power. Clover and his new friend Marigold and Caspia must make a stand to stop them once and for all and save their forest on the edge of infinity. This is the synopsis for Cartoon Network's upcoming film, Driftwood, a space opera directed by Victor Courtwright, the man who brought to life some divisive reimaginings of Thundercats and Aquaman. But hear me out! I don't feel like defending reboots that I straight up haven't watched. I get why people were turned off by them, but I know both have some seriously gnarly animation. Look at that! You telling me that's not even a little dope? Imagine what this movie is gonna do! But furthermore, those were reboots. This is Victor's first chance at an original story, with original characters and an original universe that just from this one piece of concept art looks like it is brimming with life. reboots shouldn't define anyone's career. I mean, the creator of Wow Wow Wubsy and Yin Yang Yo went on to make Powerpuff Girls 2016. There's not a single reason to write off this movie before it even comes out. Everyone who's working on the film seems to be extremely enthusiastic about it, and the concept really feels like it has something to say in regards to our relationship with environmentalism. I don't care if it sounds on the nose, it looks awesome, and if it's a success, who knows what other opportunities it could spawn for creatives. The domino effect is wild. Never forget that this show led to all of these shows. Driftwood currently doesn't have a release date, not even a year, but hey, if you follow me on socials, I'll definitely share any news when it drops. I'm just saying. Being developed for both Cartoon Network and HBO Max, I'm hoping this project really leads into the kind of mature vibe early 2010s Cartoon Network had. I don't know, break barriers, give me some blood, pop a titty, have somebody smoking a J but the weed's blue instead of green, so it's okay.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Alright, nice. While making this video, another show has been announced for Cartoon Network and HBO Max, and it sounds dope as hell. Yanu, Child of Wonder, will follow heroine Yanu, who must uncover her divine powers to save the world on the brink of destruction, influenced by the rich culture of the Yoruba people of Nigeria. The key art looks beautiful. This show looks like it'll have some money behind it if the animation actually looks like this. It gives me some Klaus vibes. And what can I say? I'm always down to see some more melanin on the TV. I wouldn't expect to see this for a while since it just got announced, but when it rolls around in a year or two, I can't wait to get my hands on it. If there's one thing that bugged me about Cartoon Network, and really Western animation as a whole, it's that we really don't get to see creators get more than one show nowadays. Back in the day, Gendy had Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, and Symbionic Titan. Craig McCracken had Powerpuff Girls and Fosters, and Maxwell Adams had Billy and Mandy and Evil Con Carne, the latter dying a merciless death and absorbing Scar into Billy and Mandy's main cast of characters. It kinda rocked. Starting in the 2010s though, we kinda just saw creators come and go, which sucks because those aforementioned names made it clear that they're not just one-trick ponies, and can create numerous properties that all feel different from one another. Although, Gendy has always been kind of an outlier. Again, the 2010s saw him return to Cartoon Network with the incredible Symbionic Titan, but unfortunately, that was cut short after one season. Yet, despite that being the last project he produced to air on Cartoon Network proper, he still continued to work at Cartoon Network Studios. 2017 saw the return of Samurai Jack for an adult audience through Toonami, and in 2019, his next animated series, Primal, premiered on Adult Swim, both of which were produced at Cartoon Network Studios. Primal is absolutely fantastic, by the way. Please check it out. But after 11 years away from Cartoon Network, his next project, Unicorn, is set to premiere this year on Cartoon Network as a part of its Acme Night Block, which offers a variety of all ages content, ranging from live-action blockbusters to, well, new shows like this. And it looks like it'll also be releasing at the same time on HBO Max. The 10-episode series follows a team of ancient heroes protecting the world from an ominous force. Throughout history, unicorns have symbolized the virtuous, appearing to ensure that goodness reigns. When the awakening of our heroes comes too early, they find themselves in the bodies of teenagers. Damaged as a result, their memories of who they are and the history of the unicorn over the last few years have been lost, with some of their magical abilities weakened and fragmented. Not only do they have to protect the world against the prevailing darkness, they have to do it while navigating the unexpected laughs and humor that come with teen angst and emotions. Avatar meets Symbionic Titan meets, I don't know, Horizon? Look, I'm expecting to laugh, I'm expecting to cry, but above all else, I'm expecting some top-notch action! Let's go! Some footage of the show was recently shown off at the Annecy Festival, and I desperately wish I could get my hands on it, but honestly, despite my feelings towards Samurai Jack's ending, I put my faith in Gendy 100%. I just know Unicorn is going to be another must-watch banger. Breaking news! Except not really, because I saw this a few days ago. But while making this video, it's come out that Gendy has actually signed an overall deal with Cartoon Network, which is huge in so many ways, especially when looking at the bigger picture of a rebirth. We already made it clear Gendy has basically only made bangers in his time working in animation, and for him to not come back for just another show show, but a whole ass contract of numerous projects. It shows that Cartoon Network really wants to get their shit together in a way that'll catapult the quality of the programming way past any of the competition. We don't know what incredible stories this man has up his sleeve quite yet. I'm not gonna get my hopes up for something like Symbiotic Season 2, no matter how much I want it, but welcome back, Gendy. However, there's a giant elephant in the room that I need to address. You see, the central character of Unicorn appears to be this, well, girl. And the rest of these shows I'm about to tackle also features girls in a leading role. Why is this something worth addressing? Well, this would presumably attract female viewers, right? Without necessarily marketing anything as a boys or girls show. But according to a fresh executive at Cartoon Network, girls don't watch cartoons, I guess? So, last month, the head of kids and family programming at Warner Bros., Amy Friedman, dished out a hot take to justify reintroducing live-action content to the Cartoon Network library. Yeah, because if you say those two things together long enough, eventually it just might make sense.
What we're trying to do is really take that DNA that is so beautiful about Cartoon Network and turn it into a full-fledged family offering. So that would include preschool, inviting girls in, and also families.
So far, so good.
What we notice is that often girls, because of what's out there, graduate out of animation. Some of our very most incredible competitors have been at the live action game for a very long time. Then we know that's what girls want.
How did you fuck up so quickly?
And also we coined a phrase called schmovies, movies that are 60 minutes or less. We are shooting American Girl, Corinne Tan. So that's one project. And the last one that I'll share is that we are lucky enough to have Degrassi, and we're really trying to make sure that HBO Max is a place where girls really find themselves.
Look, I like Degrassi, and wanting to target a girl audience on HBO Max makes sense, but why you gotta roll Cartoon Network into it? What, so it can get less views than my Twitch stream? And I don't even stream! If there was any reason girls graduate out of Western animation, it's because there aren't that many shows that speak to them. So they don't graduate out of an entire medium, you sillies. They just pivot to watching anime and Hell of a Boss. They just want engaging storytelling and characters they can see themselves in. Most Avatar fans I've met are chicks, and that franchise is dominated by well-written characters who are chicks. And if these bozos were doing real research, they'd easily see that. Are we really gonna pretend like Disney's two biggest cartoons right now aren't serialized stories about teenage girls adored online by a majority of women? Hell, this quote got torn apart online by a shit ton of women who still love animation.
I find it completely stupid how they're saying girls graduate from animation, but if you look at the audience for Miraculous Ladybug, a good ass chunk of those people are women.
So, in honor of this colossal L, I want to dedicate the rest of this video to upcoming projects from Cartoon Network that aren't live action and feature women in the leading roles. I love everything I see about Invincible Fight Girl. The art style feels a bit more anime, this wrestler looks just like Big Mom. The character design, and even the color palette of this key art gives me the vibe that this will be a beautiful adrenaline rush of the series. Like, doesn't this promo image give you Rise of the TMNT vibes? And if you know how sick the animation is in that show, you know why I'm already enamored with the potential of this show. Invincible Fight Girl follows Andy, a young girl who dreams of becoming the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Assuming the wrestler alias, Fight Girl, Andy sets out into the bizarre and colorful wrestling world, determined to make a name for herself. Along the way, she meets cynical retired champ Aunt P, the endearing innocent Mikey, a great wrestling analyst in the making, and the unscrupulous Craig. No, not that Craig. Who doesn't so much love wrestling as he does scheming ways to profit off of it. Wait, is that Eddie? United in the goal of helping Andy achieve wrestling glory, this found family embarks on a journey filled with adversity and self-discovery as they chase their dreams, push past their limits, and most importantly, deliver smackdowns on the toughest wrestlers they can find. When was the last time you got a wrestling cartoon? Mucha Lucha comes to mind, but I'm sure something might have slipped by me over the years. If we can luck out on good characters and good action, I think this will be an instant favorite. I'm a simple guy, what can I say? I can't exactly get a read on Jade Armor, if it'll have a kiddie vibe or aim for something that appeals for all audiences. But either way, I gotta say the art style pops off, and I want to give at least one episode a chance. Jade Armor centers around the martial arts loving Lan Jun, an unlikely teenage heroine who must learn the ancient secrets of her family and uncover the unexpected, all while navigating life as a teen. It usually takes me a second to warm up to CGI cartoons, but if there's a promise of lore, some bumpin' music, and charming characters, I think the general audience will warm up to it fast. Keep an eye out to see if Jade Armor actually premieres this year. Last but not least, I want to talk about Fiona and Cake, because allegedly, this is the first young adult Adventure Time show, already separating itself from everything that's come before it, not just with Adventure Time, but really, Cartoon Network as a whole. Although I would argue Infinity Train and Symbiotic Titan would easily classify as young adult. Fiona and Cake, with the help of the former Ice King, Simon, embark on a multiverse-hopping adventure and journey of self-discovery. All the while, a powerful new antagonist determined to track them down and erase them from existence lurks in the shadows. The series begins with Fiona and Cake awakened in an alternate world where there is no magic, and they can't remember their lives of adventures. Now, I know multiverse shenanigans may feel a little overdone in pop culture within the span of like a year, but Adventure Time has always had teases of its multiverse. This is a concept that's been an aspect of the series for years. But what I'm most curious about is how the series will earn its stripes. What the hell does young adult entail? Are we getting some swearing? Some more blood than usual? I mean, Obsidian had Marceline's mama cough up some blood, which was intense for Cartoon Network standards. But I want them to shoot for the moon. Go all out. Make it TV-14. Shit. Adventure Time has always been adored by adults. So pivoting into that and leaning into more mature themes would not only satisfy that audience, but keep them connected to animation. And also could cause a strong ripple effect similar to the original series. What I mean is, if Fiona and Cake is a success, we can see more young adult animation crop up at Cartoon Network and soon other studios, effectively cementing a teenage-oriented demographic for these shows to cater to, which right now is kind of a huge gap for Western animation. You're either a kid's show or an adult show in the broad strokes of everything. To finally have that gap be recognized as a legitimate audience and thus produce stories tailored towards them would be to finally taking a big step towards having Western animation be seen as a venue for modern classics and valuable storytelling, just like anime. Also, I hope they have some crazy ass guest animators like Adventure Time. Distant Lands was rad, but there weren't any super insane mind-blowing moments of animation on par with the original series. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Look, we only have so much time in a day, and we can't stay invested in channels putting out mid forever. I get if you drop Cartoon Network and thinks it just has no chance of recovering, but after all of this, hopefully you keep an open mind. It really seems like we're pivoting into an era that's gonna blow these past few years out of the water. All I ask is if they bring back Infinity Train, please. I can't take this shit anymore. Special thanks to Janky Bones for creating another amazing thumbnail. For more of their amazing art, you can find them on Twitter and Instagram at BoneJanky, and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Links down below. Let us know what shows look interesting in the comments down below. What shows do you think Cartoon Network should be making? And give this video a like, subscribe to the Roundtable, and stay beautiful, my friends. See ya!